Shalom, good people. Well, this day hits a little different. So if you are alive today, you already know that yesterday, someone who a lot of us grew up with, and not with in direct contact, but with on a TV show, you know, who we were able to connect with, passed away. A moment of silence for him, Malcolm Jamal Warner. And with that being said, Lord, I thank you, oh God, for another day. Look, if you don't know that now is the time to accept him into your life, to really live by his ways, to allow him to lead you, then you're missing it. Because within a twinkling of an eye, as the word says, we can be here 1 minute, and I don't even want to say here today, I want to say here 1 minute and gone the next. We are not promised life. All of us have to die at some point. So what am I saying this morning? Really lean in to what you have been called to do. And I know I talk about calling and purpose a lot, but that's because that's our assignment. That is really the reason we are here, which is to fulfill our God-given assignment. So it's time to leave in. I mean, it hits different when it's somebody. It's just hard to even fathom that, even though I don't personally know Malcolm, Theo, you know, that it's true. Like, man, he's gone, and he's 54, I'm 53, right? So like, imagine him waking up that morning. And I saw his last video, and he didn't know that it was going to be his last moment. He didn't know today was going to be his last day. But that's why we are told to live each day as if it is our last. What would you do differently if you knew today was your last day?
3,
I'm gonna pause on
2,
that.
1.
Think it through. See, we tend to go about our day as if we're promised the next minute. I could be walking right now, and then the next not be here. So the point is, prepare and do what it is that you have been called to do. It's not a long one today. It really is a wake-up call to each and every one of us to wake up and live. One, you know, live and do what we have been called to do. Live life. Those things that you put off and think that you can't do. Start taking the trips. You know, I want to take meaningful trips. Africa. This world is so big. See the world. Seize the moment. While we have it, seize the moment. Because we don't know how long the moment will be. All right? And for me, one thing that I'm doing is, even on these walks and talks and me sharing a little bit into my world, you know, as I walk and talk, a lot of times it's walking and talking with God. Sometimes it's walking and talking and then thinking through things that I have or thoughts that I have, and the walk helps me to process. Do something that is going to help you, who's going to better you on your daily. I saw a study that said we should be every day striving to do 1% better. Now, 1% doesn't seem like a lot, but 1% each day adds up to a lot. So do not despise those small beginnings. 1%. What is 1%? What is the 1% that you're willing to do on your behalf on this day? 1%. For me, every day, it's walking, and it's being open. That's what I say. Now, I am more open, and as I walk, I listen. Listening is a skill that many don't have. Just listening. Be quiet. Be silent. The anagram for listening is silent. Be silent. Sometimes we need to just be quiet and hear, because in the silence is where God speaks. All right? And then just decide, what am I doing here? Am I making an impact in this world? And it may not be across the whole world, because the whole world is big, but it may, because the internet goes a long way. But are you making an impact? Are you helping someone else? Ultimately, that's what we're here for, to help someone else. And then for me, I think about legacy building. I think about, what am I leaving behind when I leave this earth? How will people be able to remember me? What will they remember about me? And I love that I take these walks. I love that my YouTube channel has 354 videos on it. And so that's legacy. You can at any moment, when I am no longer here, be able to go to my YouTube and get a piece of me. I'm encouraging all of us to think more about legacy and legacy building. See, what I do with my videos, making these videos, is an unselfish thing, because I know that I'll have something to leave here for my children and for my grandbabies that I have not seen yet. And so they can see, if I'm no longer here, who their honey was and what she was about. So even for me on today, I'm thinking more from the passing of Theo or Malcolm Jamal Warner. I'm thinking more about intentional legacy. And that's not just finances. It is, it's a good thing to leave an inheritance to our children's children. And so that shall be done. But even greater than financial is teaching by example. And that's what I'm doing with my videos and with the posts that I make. Did you know that you can assign your page once you die to someone? And for me, I assign my page to my husband because I want him to be able to go back and look and reflect. Periodically, me and him go back and we think about our memories, and we talk about and we repost pictures of our memories of what we've done together. And that's a part of legacy. Because if I'm no longer here or he's no longer here, we have something to reflect back on. We have something to reflect and know that we had these moments while here on earth and we made them count. That's what I'm really getting to. Make the moments count. And so as I get ready to close it out and ask you, how will you close out your moments? You know, how will you make sure that you are making moments that will last, that can't be erased? And I mean moments lasting, impressionable moments. Are you taking family trips? Are you taking pictures? See, a lot of times we don't take pictures anymore the old-fashioned way. We used to go to Sears and J.C. Penney, and we would get a picture printed out and we would frame the picture. You know why? Because that was something, a moment that we intentionally made together. And so are you intentionally framing, even if you don't put it in a frame, are you intentionally framing your moments? I'm learning that is so important. New school, AI, all these things that we now do, you know, in the world that is quick, speeding up things, allowing us to get things done. Sometimes 2 times, 2x, 3x what our natural brains can do. But we cannot neglect old school, times of old. Really doing things, we got to look back. It was some important moments in the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. Some important moments that we can learn from. And so I intentionally plan to get back to some of that old school way of doing things, like really intentionally planning the moments. All right, good people, tell me one thing, one takeaway that you got from this message, and then how will you intentionally walk it out? That's what we're talking about. Being intentional in making legacy and moments. So if you made it to the end, shout yay and put a comment of, I made it. Thank God I made it. And go on and have an amazing, what is today? Tuesday. An intentional Tuesday. And I'm going to finish this walk. Thank y'all for joining me. And I will see you real soon. Peace.